Even if you are not getting placed in on campus, that doesn't mean that you will not get placed anywhere.
Hi everyone, welcome back to elearningbridge. I hope you guys are doing good and staying safe. So we are back again with a new and very fresh interview experience. तो guys, आज के वीडियो में हम बात करने वाले हैं भारत का अपना सोशल मीडिया that is ShareChat, which came up with language first approach and having 130 million active users per month. अगर याद होगा तो लास्ट वीडियो में मैंने हिंट भी दी थी कि नेक्स्ट वीडियो किस बारे में होगी, एंड मानना पड़ेगा यार तुम लोगों को कि
बहुत तेज हो रहा है।
एंड कई लोगों ने बिल्कुल ही सही गेस किया था इस आने वाली वीडियो के बारे में। सो इस वीडियो में अपना इंटरव्यू एक्सपीरियंस हमारे साथ शेयर करने के लिए नवकृष्णा, he has shared the complete interview process of ShareChat for the freshers। एंड यार ऑनेस्टली एक बात बोलूं तो ये वाला इंटरव्यू शूट करके मेरे को बहुत ही ज्यादा मजा आया। फर्स्ट टाइम मेरे को ऐसा बंदा मिला जिसने कुछ पॉइंट्स फ्रेशर्स के लिए बहुत ही ज्यादा ऑनेस्टली बोले हैं। तो तुम लोग भी अगर वीडियो एंड तक देखोगे तो तुम्हें भी पता लग जाएगा कि वो कौन से ऐसे पॉइंट्स हैं, लाइक क्यों स्टार्टअप एक अच्छी प्लेस हो सकती है अपना करियर स्टार्ट करने के लिए। आज के टाइम में फ्रेशर्स एंड स्टूडेंट्स किस तरीके की मिस्टेक्स कर रहे हैं प्रिपरेशन में, एंड कैसे एक इंटर्नशिप अपॉर्चुनिटी को सक्सेसफुली कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं एक फुल टाइम ऑफर में। तो ये सब कुछ नवकृष्णा ने हमारे साथ शेयर करा है। सो वीडियो एंड तक देखना, बहुत ही ज्यादा हेल्पफुल होगा आपको अपनी प्रिपरेशन के लिए एंड स्ट्रैटेजी बनाने के लिए। एंड आप लोग भी यार कमेंट में बताना कि कौन सा पॉइंट सबसे ज्यादा ऑनेस्ट लगा आपको। एंड यार डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में elearningbridge के इंस्टा पेज एंड लिंक्डइन पेज का लिंक दिया हुआ है। इंस्टा पेज पर हम हर अल्टरनेट डे पर एक क्विज क्वेश्चन पोस्ट करते हैं एंड नेक्स्ट डे उसके आंसर्स रिवील करते हैं विद द विनर्स, जो सबसे पहले उनके आंसर्स देता है। एंड लिंक्डइन पर हम डेली एक क्विज क्वेश्चन पोस्ट करते हैं जिसमें कि आप लोग जाओ यार, पार्टिसिपेशन लो, मचाओ। एंड हर संडे हम उनके विनर्स अनाउंस करते हैं जो भी टॉप 3 होते हैं बेस्ड ऑन द किसने सबसे ज्यादा करेक्ट आंसर्स दिए हैं उन 7 डेज के क्विज क्वेश्चंस में। सो जाओ यार, फॉलो करो एंड पार्टिसिपेट करो, रिकॉग्निशन पाओ यार। वीडियो अच्छी लगे तो लाइक शेयर जरूर कर देना एंड सब्सक्राइब करके नोटिफिकेशन आइकन दबा देना सो दैट इसी तरीके के इंटरव्यू एक्सपीरियंस आपको फटाफट टाइम से मिलते रहे। तो अब जल्दी चलते हैं इंटरव्यू सेशन की तरफ। Hi Navkrishna, welcome, and I am very glad to have you on my channel. So let's start with our question hour. First, I would ask you to quickly introduce yourself.
I am a graduate of computer science from the 𝗏𝗏 University. I took up an internship at ShareChat in January 2020, and then after 7 months, I got converted to full-time offer, and I'm currently working as a backend engineer.
So Navkrishna, how did you get the interview opportunity with ShareChat, and how did you apply for that?
I was once scrolling through my LinkedIn feeds, and then I got to know about there was some competitive coding challenge of ShareChat, and it was mentioned that there would be internship opportunities for the top rankers, but I was not expecting it because usually internship opportunities are for students and not for graduates. I just took it up as a fun thing because I used to give coding challenges. I got a decent rank, and then I got interviewed, and then finally got an internship.
And now this is going to be the very important question of this video. So please tell our viewers about the complete interview process of ShareChat for the freshers, like how many rounds were there, and in each round what kind of questions, what kind of topics interviewers were asking more.
I can tell you about the internship process. First, they will have an online round, and it will be conducted at an all India level. It is quite competitive, and the coding questions are a little hard because if they need to filter out top candidates. Questions revolve around division 2, C or D and E, these 3 of code forces. If someone has given code forces, they would understand what I'm saying. Like medium, hard and very hard difficulty levels of the 3 problems. So then after the online round, they will have a face-to-face interview. So it will be an algorithmic round. Difficulty of the questions of the face-to-face interview are lower than the online round because they test problem solving skills rather than like speed solving or solving really hard competitive coding questions. They do not judge that. They like to give you a problem, and they will try to see if we can come up with good approach, and then we can write the full code, and they will make it run the full code on an online compiler and see if it is working fine, and if it doesn't work, then we will need to debug. But so they will also like judge on various parameters, like if I focus on writing code, if I am making a lot of mistakes. So these things matter. And then the next round, which previously did not used to happen, but right now they have this like third, you can say. That round is a face-to-face round, and it is the role-related round, the technology-specific round. So, like if someone is applying for a backend internship, so they will ask about Node.js or the basics of Node.js, the REST APIs, simple things about caching, etc. They will not judge very harshly on that. They will just ask the basics, and they will know how much the person is familiar with the role which he or she is applying. I feel that, so the main conclusion of this is that the face-to-face rounds are not really difficult, but if someone is really capable and it is good enough. But the online round is the main difficult part. And
now we all know about the ShareChat and its growth in past years. But the important question is for all the freshers that what is the advantage of joining startups in the beginning of our career and what kind of values it can add in our career path?
So in startups like ShareChat, we experiment a lot and come up with new features very fast, and then if it fails, we retry again and come up with another feature. So the same feature might take months in big firms. So we get a lot of exposure to different ideas. We get to learn a lot. One more thing is that we get to experiment with a lot of things. In big firms, there is a very huge scalable distributed system, and it is already established. So you cannot get the learning to build it. Only few people get it in big firms, but currently our whole company is expanding and almost every engineer gets this kind of experience.
Okay, Navkrishna, so based on your profile and background, you seem to be a very good competitive programmer and you have been ACM ICPC regionalist as well. So according to you, what is the advantage of doing competitive programming? Is it very necessary for someone to be good in competitive programming? And if yes, then how can someone proceed with it?
The main point is that we need to have algorithmic skills, and that is needed in our job, and one should develop these skills not for the interview and for being a better engineer. The students who are in colleges won't understand it because they only do self-made projects, and they will not understand that in self-made projects there are no constraints, and when you are working at a huge scale, so there are a lot of constraints on optimizations, and we need to like get the most efficient way to solve this problem. Otherwise things will get crashed. And in self-made projects there are no constraints. You don't have a set of users. Like currently there are at ShareChat there are 35 million daily active users, and you need to scale your services properly for that. And so there is a huge gap between software engineering is perceived college level and what it is in industry. One thing is that a lot of companies do take online rounds, and that is the closest thing to competitive coding. It is not really necessary, I feel, but there is no way to filter out a huge chunk of candidates and which are applying. And one need not be the best competitive coder out there. There are a lot of challenges. If someone is not really good at speed solving, so one can take part in long challenges and get good ranks, and then show that those ranks in his or her resume. Someone is like good at solving complex problems or is good at only mathematical problems, so one can make up teams for ICPC and then can go for those contests. So like there are a lot of contests, there are hackathons. What I did was I got a set of problems on different topics and tutorials on that. One can do is that they can get the best resources for each basic fundamental topic and then solve a few problems on that, and it will not take much time. Some few months it might take, and then they can give contests on sites like Codeforces. And I particularly like Codeforces. Like I told you that the Codeforces 𝗵𝗏𝗍, D, and E problems are very similar to what was asked in the online challenge at ShareChat, and also it is only one contest is only of 2 hours, and so it does not take much time of mine.
Thanks Navkrishna for throwing some light on this very important topic. Please share your strategy and learning roadmap with our viewers, like how you proceeded with your college life, what did you prepare, and what kind of resources, things you were using at that time.
I can say about what not to do in college rather than what to do in college, because I have made a lot of mistakes. Students should focus on computer science, and it is not told enough. And mostly the problem is that we take advices from the people who are in industry for at least 1 or 2 years, and they do not have knowledge of how to become a better engineer at a very senior level. And after 3-4 years, what kind of skill sets one should possess and how to grow as an engineer. So one thing I got to know from the very senior people, they told me that one should study computer science, and there are these concepts, the databases and operating systems. They will come back and haunt you again and again. And over the years, technology changes, and then a new technology comes up, and you might think and see that this technology is very high level stuff, and like why do I need to know about the low level internals of computer science? One does not understand that how low level understanding of systems changes the decisions made at high level, and we might make mistakes. So there is a blog of ex-CEO of Stack Overflow. So he has a very good blog post on getting back to basics is the name. He has told about why one needs to study the computer science the way it is taught, and this should be the way. Apart from that, one needs to have a specialization in one of the things. Like one can go into cybersecurity, or like my ML engineering, or backend engineering, or front end engineering. Like for front end engineering, one need not have a very good algorithmic background, and one instead needs to have a very good grasp on the JavaScript fundamentals. And so the need changes, and so one needs to know what to specialize. And even if you don't know what to do, you should have a good and fundamental understanding of computer science. The last thing I want to say is, even if you have messed up your college life, and I get a lot of messages of students, and they tell me that if I had studied from the very first year, I would have got a really good job. But our career has just started, and even if you mess up, then you can learn on the job, and it is a very good thing to learn on the job itself, because then you get to see things practically, and you learn theory, and then you get to see the practical part of it, and that is also great. The thing is that your first job doesn't define you, and you can keep working hard, and then you can get where you want to be, and there are infinite opportunities out there.
Okay, Navkrishna, so according to you, what is the correct time for freshers to apply for internship opportunities, and how they can hunt for these off-campus opportunities? What are the best ways for it?
So the main time when they should start focusing is at the end of last year. I did not start to apply till I graduated. When I got graduated in May and June, so I started to apply and then got good responses from companies. One thing I really want to say is that I personally found off-campus opportunities really easy to get rather than on campus, and it is very ironic. The main thing is that the companies which came to our campus, they were not too focused on getting the certain like very good skill set of students. The companies which visit campus of tier 2 and tier 3 and tier 4 colleges are not really looking for very bright students. Well, they do not have a very good interview process, and very good students gets filtered out at the very last interview. They gave all the answers and they were still getting rejected, and I saw that. And then I told them to apply off campus. They got the first company in the off campus. So one thing is, even if you are not getting placed in on campus, that doesn't mean that you will not get placed anywhere. I got my first job after I graduated, and one should not think only about like top-notch firms and get disappointed if I do not get them. There are a lot of companies, and we can get a very good learning environment in them, and we can apply them and approach the company people very easily of those early stage startup companies and the middle level companies, and easily get placed in if we are capable to. I feel AngelList is really good to get into startups, and my friend got an interview at AngelList, but he did not want to apply for it, and he referred me. So somehow you can like have a group of friends, and you can just network with people and get to know about it. And LinkedIn, AngelList, or that cut short, I got good responses.
Okay, Navkrishna, so I'll wrap up this session with one last question. So you started your journey with ShareChat as an intern, and then you got the full-time offer. So please share those secret tips and advices with our viewers so that they can also convert their internship opportunities into full-time offers?
I was not performing well during the first few months of my internship, and then I suddenly made a comeback, and it was all good. So I have made a lot of mistakes. One thing is to have good people skill apart from technical skills. So one needs to have communicate with people and know things, try to know things, because there are a lot of standards and systems which only the people in the company know, and if we do not communicate, then it might get us into trouble. So and the second thing is just focus on one thing, which is internship at that time. If you get a deadline for like a week, try to finish it early, take another tasks, and don't think that oh I am getting a lot of tasks, and this is not good for me, why am I even working after the office hours or things like that. You should take up extra time and learn those things, so one can instead think that I am getting paid to learn, and that is the best thing. When we are an intern and there is a race to get the PPO, so there might become a very competitive environment in the company, and people start to think that okay, I need to compete with this person or that person. So in working environment, it is not good to compete with others. Instead think that I should not focus on getting the PPO. I will focus on learning as much as possible and become a really exceptional person to do these complex tasks. And even if I don't get the PPO, I will become that much good that I can get a very good job even if I don't get the full-time offer. So that should be the attitude, and be think positive and stay positive.
Thanks Navkrishna for sharing the entire interview process of ShareChat with us and all the wonderful advices you have given to our viewers. I really hope this will help them a lot to make their strategies and plan their things accordingly. Before ending this session, a big thanks to you for coming on our channel. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys have liked this video with Navkrishna for ShareChat. If you did, then do like the video and share the video. And if you are new to the channel, then definitely hit the subscribe button, press the notification icon, and keep following e-learning pages on Instagram and LinkedIn, and take participation in quiz competitions. So let's meet on next Saturday with another amazing interview experience. Till then, just stay safe, stay home.